we would be talking about zip function in Python. Zip function in Python takes iterable elements as input or sequential elements and returns a iterator object as return or a zip object as a return, which is a iterator. Now let's just simply quick into the examples and let's learn more about the zip. So as I said, it takes two sequential or iterable data and then simply zips it in one element or one object. So I have created an example, a variable a which has values from 0 to 19 and 0 to 19, and then variable b which has values from 20 to 39. And if I zip it, so this is how we zip it. Now if I observe this data, it's a zip object, which is fine. Now because it's a iterator object or it's a zip object, if I do a list, this is how I get my values. They all are combined into a tuple. So it's 0 and 20, both the first elements of both the sequence are being merged and formed in a tuple and then saved back. When I executed it in a list operation and I passed my variable zip_var, now it is already vanished now. So it's gone from the system. If I do any operation, it won't work because all the values are used. So for that particular, if I have to use it again, I just simply don't use it, and now I can execute and then I can get my values one by one. So if I do the first next operation on my iterator, I get first element, then second element, third element, and so on. And then finally we are out of our values and it stopped. Now if I check the list, it is empty. So zip_var is empty. So there is no elements on it. So this is how a zip element or zip works, or zip function works in Python. Now can I create a zip without any elements? Actually we can, but it won't have any elements, just like we had here. It was out of all the elements and then it just become an empty zip_var object. So empty zip just pass nothing, empty list, and we got our empty zip. If I do, I don't get any value. Zip does not work with unequal lengths. Actually it kind of does, but it does not throw any error if we have a mismatched length of elements in two iterators or sequence. But what it actually does, it omits the unmatched part from the longest sequence or iterator, and then it leaves it there itself up to the smallest iterator length. So now I am creating a list which has 20 elements and the another list which has 19 elements. So if I create a zip, it would work, but now the length would be only of 19 elements and all the other operations would still work. Can I pass a single sequence in zip? Yeah, we can. And surprisingly, the output would be still a tuple with one element each. So it's also one of the good feature. I don't know where exactly we can use it, but this is something which we should know kind of. Where it can be useful, so I found a few use cases where we can use the zip, and that is like iterating over multiple lists which needs to be computed together. So in one of the operation, let's say I have a revenue and expenditure and I want to calculate the profit. I just simply get my list, I pass it through a zip, I get all the elements together, and then I simply calculate the profit, that is expenditure, revenue minus expenditure. Same operation can be done in the multiple dictionaries. So if you want to club a dictionary and have some operations to be done, you are most welcome to use the zip there. Now the best question comes is, if I can zip, can I do a unzip? And the answer is kind of yes, but not using any other function called unzip, but using an operator which does that job for us, and that is a star here. So zip data, if I have this data in this format like tuples as expected, because that's how the zipped data looks like, and if I do zip and a star operator in front of the element, it would just simply unzip that data to me and it would create a two separate sequence of both the elements. So as I can see now, my 1 to 3 is separated and my values are separated. The another example which I found in the internet was sorting the data using zip. I would say please do an exercise on this particular statement and let me know if you are able to do it. I hope you get the smallest introduction to the zip. If you like the content of this channel, please consider subscribing to it and have a great day. Thank you.